What's up, my gardening friends? So today we have a great video on cold climate growing. I want to show you guys how I grow right here in Detroit, Michigan when we have snow on the ground and it is the end of January. One of the nice features of the cold frame is that the soil on the inside of the cold frame will be moist and damp versus the outside of the cold frame. If you look at your soil on the ground underneath the snow, it's going to be rock hard. Alright guys, so I just wanted to go over a couple things with you about the cold frame. Number one, I use 6 mil greenhouse plastic. That's very important that you use specifically greenhouse plastic. You can't really just use the stuff off the hardware shelf. So I like 6 mil plastic because it's really durable and this should last at least 4 years. The other thing is, when you plant the seeds, it's very important that you plant them before your first frost. So here in Zone 6 in Detroit, our first frost approximately comes in mid-October, and definitely by the end of October, we'll almost for sure have gotten our first frost. So look up on your zone hardiness map when you think you're gonna get your first frost, and then plant the seeds accordingly. So I planted the seeds in here the first week of September, which gave them plenty of time to establish themselves before the first frost. And the cold frame will extend your growing season, but it will not necessarily allow you to plant during the winter. So it's still important that you plant before the first frost. The other important thing to take into consideration is that you still have to do your regular gardening maintenance. So it's very important that you still water, because during the winter it's dry. And then especially if you have your cold frame, it's blocking water and snow, which would turn into water to water the plants. So you still need to open the cold frame and do some watering. It's very important to go through every once in a while and get rid of the leaves. You want to clip the leaves that are on the outer perimeters of the plant, because they're going to get a little bit soggy because they're probably going to be frostbitten. So let me show you how I go through and trim my plants up to make sure that they're still able to produce vigorous leaves. Start by looking for plants that have longer leaves, and especially ones touching the ground. You'll see they might be a little bit yellow and a little bit soggy. Pruning can be done with scissors or a handheld pruner. The last thing to take into consideration is the cost of building one of these. So the most expensive part is going to be the 6 mil greenhouse plastic, and then other than that you just have to build the wooden frame, and I used PVC. Now if you do live in Southeast Michigan, I run a company called Detroit Garden and Compost, and I will put the link below in the description. If you are local to the Detroit or Detroit metro area, I can actually build one for you. Now if you do it on your own, the cost is probably going to be around $150 for a 8x4 garden bed. So thank you guys for watching. You can definitely see why building a cold frame is a good idea to extend your growing season or get a head start in the spring, and stay tuned for more videos about gardening and composting.